Hello, distance learning land. Just going over what you need to do to go through assignments 48, 49, and 50, your weekly assignments for the first week in May, May 4th through 8th. But anyway, assignment 48 in lesson or question 632, I guess it is. It says to solve with some of the things that you've already learned how to do, either the graphing method or the equal values method. And what you need to realize here is that neither of those ways is very easy to come up with a solution for this set of equations. So basically, it's tied into question 633, which sort of walks you through the substitution method. So what I want you to do is either graph it or use the equal values method in 632 and then walk through 633 as it sort of helps you realize what it is you're supposed to do the substitution method. And hopefully you realize, man, the substitution method for this particular problem is a lot easier. And that just sort of sets in your mind that anytime I'm trying to solve a system of equations, I should be looking for what is the easiest way to do this? And there is most of the times generally an easier way to do it. And if you understand the patterns that lead us to the easier way to do it, it makes doing the problem much simpler. So then you get to 634, and it is practicing the substitution method. So you can graph it, or you can use the equal values method, but it's probably going to be a lot easier to do the substitution method. 635, what you're supposed to do there is plug both of the solutions in and see if they work. Okay. And so plug the 4 and plug the 2 in for both equations. If both equations give you true statements, then you know it is the solution to the system. If one of them's true, but one of them's false, or both of them's false, it is not the solution. So that's kind of the idea. If you do see that both give you true statements when you plug those 4 and 2's in, you get a true statement. Which does give you that it is the solution. All right. 636, which is happy birthday, is probably one of the harder questions on the problem set. Why is it hard? You have to write the equations. No. Say it isn't so. Yes, you have to write the equations, and then you have to come up with what is the solution. Basically, you're trying to figure out how many green marbles and how many red marbles are there. You can always do this through kind of a guess and check thing if you want, but it's going to be easier if you try and set up a system, 2 equations, and then solve them simultaneously, probably through substitution. So anyway, when you get through onto 637, you're just solving for the variables. Key thing to remember here is make sure you're following your order of operations. 638, you're writing out some equations to match the words in the problem 638. So you've got 4 possibilities: I, and IV. And so basically what you're trying to do is figure out which of those 4 combinations is the correct thing that matches the statement about the fabulous footballers on the left-hand side of the page. Then you get to 647. 647 is kind of a long problem, but it shows you again that you can solve these system of equations in multiple ways. And so basically they walk you through solving the system through substitution. Then they walk you through graphing, and lo and behold, what happens? You get the same answer both ways. If you don't get the same answer, go back and recheck those answers. All right, so that takes you through assignment 48. Assignment 49 what you want to do there is plug in for 650, you're going to plug in both the x and the y's into the equation. Once they're plugged in, see if you get the same answer on both sides. If you get the same answer on both sides, you know that you have the or a couple of solutions that are lying on that line. For 651, you can either graph or use substitution or equal values. For this particular one, 651, I would say it's probably easiest to do the substitution. Go with substitution. So 655, you're trying to find the dimensions on the outside of your generic rectangle so that you can come up with the products and the sums for the two rectangles, one on the left side of the page, one on the right side of the page. But basically, you're trying to figure out what is here on the rectangle, what is here on the rectangle, and then you take, again, the here and you multiply it by the here along the bottom. And once you've got that, then you can find the product, and the sum is basically putting together all of the things that are in the box that are common and then adding them all together. So that pretty much takes you through assignment 49, and then assignment 50. You've got a few problems here. 656, 659, and 660 are not easy to do with the graph. Okay, so substitution, not very easy. Equal values method, not very easy, but you know another way to do it. It's that addition or subtraction method. So these are specifically designed to do through this addition and subtraction methods. And so use that. Again, go back, look over those videos from the week of the 20th through the 24th. The SOE videos, solving system of equation videos. And those guys, again, should help you work your way through this. You know, any of those throughout that week may help you get through some of these problems. 664 is a proportion problem. And so what you're trying to do with that is this over that equals this over that. And then you cross multiply them. And once you get them cross multiplied, you're solving for the one that you don't know. Again, the one you don't know, call it X, call it Y, whatever you want to call it T. But basically figure out what that one is. And then 665 is a review of the tile pattern problems. Again, your growth is your slope or your M. Your y-intercept is where your number of tiles are when you're at figure 0. And so that's your B. And so the M, y equals mx plus b. The M is the slope or the growth, and the B is the y-intercept. Again, if you need any help somewhere along the way, you should know it by now. tyrick@auhsd.net. Email me. Let me know what your questions are. If you're having problems, issues, things like that, let me know. Okay. Again, we're trying to get through this together. We've got about a month left to finish out. So finish strong, and it will pay off in the end. Have a great day.